Welcome to episode 1 of Into the Black, the newest show from Jetsam Academy. Because now we have 2 shows, which means we're like a real thing. Our players tonight are played by Jake, Pip, the tiny mechanic with a big mouth, literally, Klobnesis, 10 pounds of cow in a 5-pound bag, depending on who you ask, Percy, and Maynala, the buffest negotiator you'll ever meet. This is our first episode, so we're just going to dive right in because we don't have an intro or portraits or anything like that yet. Woo!
Yeehaw!
Wild Blue Yonder. Our heroes find themselves at Black Rock Station, a small asteroid station in the diaspora, a large string of asteroids infested with pirates and unscrupulous mining corporations. Black Rock is on the smaller side. It's an older station, frequented. It's in an important spot, but it's not big or wealthy or anything like that. Pretty middle of the road. Your ship stopped here for some repairs, and you are all awaiting for them to be completed so you can continue on your way to Absalom Station. You all find yourselves in the Black Rock Pub, a station bar, really the only one on the station worth going to. It is busy because this whole ship just showed up with all of you and the rest of the crew and everyone. There is the sound of the music playing from the holographic live music in the corner that is a little tinny and not quite calibrated right, and one of the emitters is misaligned so that when the performer walks to the certain corner of the stage, he disappears, but you can still hear him, but he's not there. And then he comes back when he moves out of that spot. It's like a dead pixel, but in space.
Nice.
Everyone here is drinking and having a good time. There's hollow slots in the corner people are wasting their money on. One of the few employees is a sort of dark red, ruddy-colored tabaxi, who you know is named Clover, and she seems to be running the place, running around very quickly, serving drinks, fixing the food dispensers when they break, roughly every 20 minutes. And you four, who have met each other and made friends a little bit on your journey to this point, are at a booth, at your own booth. The crew, thankful for saving them on the way here, have bought you a few rounds of drinks, but they're all poor, so they've stopped a little bit. On your
Not for sure we were going to get paid for that one.
I mean, we didn't die, so some would call that getting paid.
It's better than nothing.
That's right.
You think we can see anything outside from here? Are there any windows?
This is the big observation room, but there's some like screens that pretend to be windows.
I think you also said that
Holograms.
this is like the heart of the diaspora, right?
This is right in the middle of the diaspora.
Should we
think about how many asteroids there are to see?
go around and describe each of our characters for the audience?
We probably should. Pip,
Yeah, we can.
who is sitting at this table?
I'm Pip. I'm a Isoki, which is Starfinder for rat folk. And I am a mechanic and an ace pilot. And we can get into my backstory later, in character ways. But basically I'm a bit unscrupulous. I like to steal things occasionally, and I've got a cool floating drone that'll fly around. That's me.
What's his name?
I said that, I'm Pip.
The drone.
Oh, the drone! No, we'll get into the drone's name in a bit.
We will get into the drone's name in a bit, don't worry.
I don't want to get into that.
What weapon does Pip hold?
Pip has on his back a very large rifle. It's very large for him because, you know, he's very small. No, wait. Oh, stop. Do not. Sorry. Windows was like, you should install updates right now.
No!
Classic Windows.
No!
That's where those windows you were looking for were.
A very big rifle on his back.
Nice.
Sitting next to him is a much larger person, Klobnesis.
Oh yeah. So Klobnesis is a big cow person. He has like a large mane that stretches down to his neck and a bunch of brown like tasseled hair, a few little braids and beads, whatnot lying in it. Tusks going out from the bottom lips, just to, 4 inches, not too big, nothing serious.
You know how cows have.
Yeah, exactly. And he has giant hands, giant feet with big cloven hoofs. Yeah, wearing some armor, nothing too big. Little big like mechanical staff with some twirling bits at the end, but nothing too serious.
Sitting across the booth from these two characters are two comparatively normal folks. Percy, I promise this is all off the record. What do you look like?
Did we sweep for bugs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Total sweep.
And this is all perfectly secure. No one else can see this.
All right, good. As long as nobody knows. Percy he's scrawny. He's around 17. He's basically Luke if he didn't drink his blue milk when he was growing up. He's incredibly twitchy and panicky about everything. Just like, that's probably where all of his calories get burned. Is just the shaking. Something's out to get him.
If a chihuahua was a guy.
Yeah.
And very out of place with this motley crew is Mainala.
Yes, I'm Mainala. I am a Karashalishanta, so I am mostly humanoid, but my skin has like a light blue tinge, and I have 2 antennae that are here, and they help me with empathic and telepathic communication. And I'm a aggressive negotiator. But yeah, I'm just, dressed very casually like a civilian. And I don't really have any weapons. I have a knife, but it's mostly just, like...
Decorative?
Yeah, exactly. I don't ever really plan on using it. And yeah, I just hung out with these guys and saved the Galarian Queen, our ship. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now.
That you all did.
Yes.
You can see the on the holographic window display. It's sort of like a rotating different cameras from outside, and you'll see space, and then you'll see sort of a view of the station, and then you'll see a view of the docks where you landed up above you, where the Galarian Queen is being worked on at the moment. It's got this big hole in its hull from that probe that attacked it, which you all defeated and saved the ship and earned a nice little bounty, which you haven't received yet, but you are told is on the way.
That's what they all say.
How many times have we fallen for that, right, guys? Never.
Well, I'm not going to wait around for that money to show up. I need to find someone to sell this vacuum accelerator to. And I pull out of my backpack this large, it looks like it's just an enormous fuse. It's a vacuum tube.
You have 2?
That's what's been. I thought you had supplies. Where'd you get that thing?
I don't know. Percy, did you give me the other one?
Yeah.
I have 2, but I only pull one out for now.
So it's this large, strange, half like acrylic dome, half like big plug thing. It looks old. An unusual piece of equipment that Pip has just produced from his backpack.
You have a ship or something?
What? No. Not my own.
Man, put that away. Someone's going to see it.
Yeah, and then someone might want to buy it.
If you're looking to sell stuff, this is the place. There's plenty of people around.
Just don't implicate me, okay?
Yeah, whatever.
I'll tell Percy, why don't we, go find something to do so we can be away when the sale goes down and be totally able to deny any knowledge. And we can step away and, go to the bar. And
Plausible
get a drink.
deniability, that's good.
Sure, you two both go up to the bar, and Clover, the tabaxi bartender, is there. And she says, "You're back. What else can I get you?" She's just interminably happy.
Does she rattle anything off specials or something?
She does. She's already told you these before, but they have a few signature cocktails like the Core Overload, which is mostly just all kinds of liquor in a cup.
Oh, so a Long Island iced tea.
Can I have a Coors Light?
Yes, a Coors Light here.
A light
And
cold.
it's a beer with a molten core on it. Coors Light.
Yeah, and I'll get the what is it, molten core, special thing.
The Core Overload, yes.
Core Overload.
Okay. Goes over and she rings a bell because it's a fancy fancy cocktail.
Oh.
And then she makes it, and there is a lot of stuff going in a very large mug and not being cut with anything that doesn't have booze in it.
Is this like that place in Disneyland where you order
Yeah,
the tiki drinks?
He hasn't been there, Jake, and I just realized we should totally take him because he would love it.
And I'm really excited to go. I don't know what that is, but back to space.
Yeah, sorry.
She puts this big mug on the table, and then
Sick.
she puts these 2 little shot glasses next to it.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody's watching now. And
Have
she
I
says,
seen someone else?
if you chug the whole thing, it's free.
Oh, I'm gonna try to do that.
Don't do it. It might be drugged.
How do Lashunta metabolize
Oh yeah,
alcohol?
can I do what's the sense motive or whatever and make sure she's not wigging on me?
Go for
Wave
it.
your little things around.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just rolling a d20 right now, and then I'll tell you what to add. Well, I rolled badly, but I add that, and I also roll that. Okay, ooh, doing much better now. And I add 3 to that, so I get a 6.
She is just the cutest cat person you've ever met.
Oh, great! I totally
Like
wanted
there
to
is
do it.
no way you can't trust that face.
All right,
Like
great.
look, it's like B. B wouldn't lie to you,
No, she wouldn't.
and
Okay,
neither would Clover.
Great. Well, I'm gonna try to chug this to, impress all the fans I've apparently made by drinking here already.
So she says, "Drop them in and go for it."
All right. Do I have to do anything for it?
I will take a Constitution check,
Do I just roll a d20? Because I don't have any.
and
bonus
that would
to
be
climb.
it. Just
Cool. Then I just roll a d20. I was like, I have 0 for that.
You think she's on Stimogs, or is that just her natural demeanor?
Could be.
You pick it up and you drop the 2 things in, and they seem to react with what's ever in there, and the whole thing starts to glow brighter, brighter, brighter. And she says, "Quick, drink it!" And you pick it up, and you start to gulp, 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 and you get almost to the bottom of the glass before you have to put it down and breathe, and you're dizzy, and everyone around you goes, "Oh."
Damn. I let everyone down. Sorry.
And then there's a little applause, and people pat you on the back, and she says, that was better than I expected.
Okay.
Most don't get halfway past that thing.
Oh, thanks, Clover.
Give me another Constitution check to
To see if I'm totally falling apart now.
yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. I didn't know that it was gonna be a chemistry class, so I'm probably not doing great.
That's not awesome.
Yeah.
So she says that to you, and for a second you're okay, and then the room starts to spin, and
I'm
things
leaning on
are
Percy. I'm
weird.
like, hey.
You think
Not sure I can
alcohol
support you.
isn't the only thing in that
Yeah.
that is doing stuff to your brain.
Cool. Feeling great.
So while you are over there drawing a little bit of a crowd, Clob and Pip, you're sitting back at the table.
I think they're waiting for buyers. With their vacuum tube.
I think that they might have given Manala something, whatever they were using.
Oh, she'll be fine.
All right.
Let's see if we can find somewhere to sell this thing. And I throw it back in my backpack.
So as you two are sitting there, and there's this thing happening over there, a she-wren walks into the bar. There's sort of these tall bug people, big compound eyes, strange mandibled faces, hunched posture, mandibly, little claw-like hands. But he's dressed. They are dressed in a just sort of normal station jumpsuit with a red circle on its shoulder. And it walks up to you. They walk up to you and telepathically speak to Pip and Clob and say, "My name is Nicked. Are you the fellows from the ship who fought the probe?"
I think we found our contact for the bounty. Hi, Nick. Yeah, that'd be us.
Excellent. My name is Nicked, as I said. I am the superintendent of Black Rock Station. And a friend of Captain Grant, the captain of the ship you came in on. He said that he put in the bounty for you, and I wanted to tell you that it has arrived.
Oh, perfect. Good to meet new friends with good tidings.
Why are you putting your fingers on your head when you think it?
Bad habit. Calms
It's I just don't know why you're doing it. You can.
Well, then I will.
Okay. It says there is a credit terminal down in the market. You should be able to make your withdrawals there. And very nice to meet you. What are you doing?
I thought maybe putting my fingers would actually do something to make it stronger or something, but I guess not. I still gotta mouth the words. Thanks.
You're welcome. It's very strange listening to him talk because it's just this sort of almost too shrill voice in your head, but still friendly, but his mouth never moves.
What race is he?
A Shiren.
Oh yeah.
They're these bug people.
Yeah, no, I know they are. I lied about being them. They're cool.
Weren't they the ones that the war was against, or no? Was that someone else?
Yes.
They used to be with them,
Gotcha.
but not anymore. That was then. This is now.
They invaded my home planet and we were at war for a while, so I'm not super fond of them.
I love those guys. Great sense of humor.
Yeah, if you like bugs.
He's sort of kind of.
Oh, sorry. I
He's
thought
just
he'd already
straightening up
walked
a little
off. That's
bit.
why we were talking about them in the third person.
Also, wasn't he like across the room? That's why I thought that we were safe to talk.
Oh no, he had walked
Oh.
right up to you.
But we're still doing
Um,
telepathic communication.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that
This
makes
is
sense.
the only way he can talk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so then he says,
That's what they want you to think.
I will see you around then. Enjoy the station." And he turns and walks off.
All right, then he makes the thing about how he likes those, and I say the thing if you like bugs.
Uh,
All right, well, let's go take out some money. I mean, there's got to be people looking to buy stuff around the money taking out places.
Seems like a good enough place.
STMs. Space transaction machines.
I want to use my. Am I within like 30 feet still of Pip and Clopnesis?
no.
Okay.
You're at the bar and they're kind of at the booth. They wouldn't
Okay.
be far to get closer
That's
to
fine.
them.
I want to try to head that way with Percy, but Percy's next to me, and so I want to use my. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like my short distance telepathy thing. I can mentally communicate with somebody
How's May feeling?
and be like, "I'm fading fast. Can you make sure we stay with the others in case something bad happens to me?"
Yes. Why are you putting all your body weight on me? Yeah.
And I'm saying this like telepathically because I don't want to say it out loud because I'm like using all my willpower, which is not very much, to like appear like I'm totally fine. So I'm like one of those drunk people who like think I'm acting totally normal, but I'm totally not.
Do we have
Like-
anything similar to sunglasses that I can put on her and then just walk around like Weekend at Bernie's?
Totally.
Yeah.
There, you find there's like a little kiosk in there with cheap plastic garbage, and you grab some sunglasses and put it on her.
Just giant pink sunglasses.
Sick.
Uh,
I'm like, hey guy.
guys.
All right, we'll come catch up.
The whole station is sort of 3 levels. There's the dock up above. You're in the main habitation ring, where which you all have maps that you can see that the viewers cannot because it looks terrible. I did a very poor job drawing it.
I can show it to the viewers if you want.
I don't.
Great.
It looks like a wagon wheel, a 4-spoked wagon wheel with most of the people living in the
It
wheel.
looks like Deep Space Nine.
It's very Deep Space Nining. And then below that is where all the station systems live. And this whole station is built inside of an asteroid. So you walk down the ring, you walk through, some habitation areas for guests and an area for crew, and you get to the market section. There are stores here. Most of them appear to be mining company stores. They all have signs that show that they take credits, but they also take company points.
Spoopy.
And there's one for each of the different mining companies. Most of them are dwarven mining companies.
Cool.
So any story you would like to, anything you're looking for specifically, or?
We're looking for the kiosk where we're going to get our bounty from, right?
I'm literally just being led around and following wherever Percy's taking me. I'm sure.
The 3 of us who are present.
Brain's working. Yes, you find the kiosk pretty easily. It's sort of out of the way. It's sort of this clunky terminal that hasn't been repaired in a long time.
Oh, it's in like a dark corner. It's
Yeah,
not very open,
like-
not very exposed. Watch the perimeter. You guys go.
I'm gonna pull up my wrist computer and send asshole which is the name of my drone, up in the air to just look around and see if there's anyone seedy hanging out or anything like that.
So are you is asshole looking, or are you looking through a camera on the
All of the
robot?
above.
Okay, then I guess make a roll for both of you.
All right. Where'd my mouse
He's
go?
gonna run his detect shifty.exe.
Okay.
My perception is 5.
Percy's definitely gonna ping as a person of interest on there.
And asshole's perception is -1.
You're really getting at the bugs out of that new feature you made. He can't read body language. He struggles with that sort of thing. He's painting like trash cans as suspicious.
I mean, there's some pretty freaking suspicious trash cans. Just look at
Whereas
'em.
you are he's looking at me funny. Where you are having you're able to just look through the camera and see there are shifty people around, none by the credit kiosk, but every station like this has a gang or two. Anywhere there's no money, there's this sort of stuff. There's gangs, there's shifty folks. But the kiosk looks perfectly safe. It just looks like it's in a spot that nobody cleans often.
Well, I'm sure there's many people that will tell you they want to buy your thing here. Pip. You want to test them?
Yeah. I think I might rather sell to a vendor this time. Just this once.
And if you go up to the kiosk, the little kiosk for getting your money, it just works by you just putting your little cred stick in, and you click it, and then you scan your thumb, and then it says, hey, this little window shows up that says 200 credits for Pippin.
Sorry, what's
Transfer
my
now?
thumbprint?
It does want your thumbprint.
That's a problem because I burned my thumbprint off, so.
It's okay. It looks like one of those pokey ones that gets your blood.
It's worse.
I'll accept my 200 credits.
Cool. You now have they go onto your cred stick and you take it out.
Cha-ching.
You got paid.
All right, mission complete.
And are we all doing that or no?
If you put your other sticks in, you see that same dialogue.
I want to do that, but I need help. So
I'm gonna stick my cred stick in, but then put Maynala's thumb.
are you gonna try to do that?
Dude,
What?
no!
Oh,
Fine, I
Interesting.
pull my cred stick out and I put hers back in.
And then you do the thumb, and it does the thing, and Maynala has 200 more credits.
Grab my cred stick, like shove it in my shirt, like back to being passed out. Not
Bob, I assume you do
deserving.
the same with your giant cow thumb.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Don't crack
Really
the
don't
screen.
make these things for my size people.
They don't. That's so unfair.
You're telling
So
me
what do you
as
think?
I'm like looking up at the machine.
Yeah, no, yeah, you had to like get up there, kind of hop up to
I
push
just
the button.
climb up it when I need to use one of
Shimmy.
these things. I climb up onto it and then use it and then hop down. Like,
Percy, what are you gonna do?
It's insisting for some sort of identification with my biology?
Some kind. It wants a biometric identifier to confirm that it's you.
how did
There's
they get?
a little I forgot my thumb button.
I forgot.
There, and I forgot my thumb.
How did they get Percy's biometrics in the first place to tie these 200 credits to Percy?
I don't know, Percy. How aggressive have you been in never allowing anyone to get any of your biometrics?
Look, I may have applied to some credit cards once that required it, but only like 6 or 7, and I maxed them out, and that's kind of an issue.
Whoa.
So you have to go into the, I'm having problems. I don't have a thumb. I
lost my thumb.
all of these things, and it's like alternate methods. Eyeball, I don't have eyes. Like all these different things meant to allow aliens with different
Just a
physiology to do
biometric
this.
reset?
And then after like 10 minutes, you get through all these things, and it finally just is like, okay, give me a pin.
Oh, there we go.
And you just put your pin in.
Cover it. Nobody sees.
Asshole is floating in the air. Can Asshole see this pin?
Asshole can make a perception check to see if he can see the pin.
I would like to look on Asshole's camera because I'm directly
Okay.
controlling Asshole.
Can I make a perception check to see if I see Asshole sneaking over my shoulder?
Yes,
Asshole
but
didn't
I
really
think
move all that much. Asshole's been above us, so I'm just looking on the camera.
I would say he sees the pin. But you can see if you notice this to know to change the pin as soon as you have a chance.
Did I roll perception?
Sure. You do as soon as you finish. You hit enter, and then you glance in the screen goes black, and you see the reflection of that little camera.
I knew it.
What's the pin?
1, 2, 3, 4.
No one would expect it.
I'm gonna update it real quick to 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 1, 1, 1.
Guys, stop sharing my pin live on stream.
Rude.
How'd they guess?
So you get your money too on your little disposable crit stick. Cool. So you were all a little bit richer in the market section. There are a few, auto vendors. There's real stores with like people. There's you pass one store that's just full of vending machines for anything you can imagine.
I'm gonna find a store that's selling, engine parts or anything remotely like that, and see if anyone wants to buy 2 vacuum accelerators.
You go in, and there is this dwarf sitting behind the counter with kind of a pot belly, and he's on his tablet, and he's just reading something and not really paying attention. It's a company mining equipment store.
Hey, down here.
Yeah. He's sitting on a very high stool behind a very high counter.
I'm gonna scramble up onto the counter, because that just is easier. And then I'm gonna, pull one of the vacuum accelerators out of my pack and plop it down. And be like, look, this is a, rare vacuum accelerator from a T-47 style, engine. I go into like some specs.
He's listening to you, and he's picking it up, and he's looking at the contacts, and he's turning some things to inspect it.
And this one is an original, unlike the shitty spares that were made by, so-and-so back, 10 years ago that blew all the time. This one will be stable.
He finds the little metal ID tag, and he rubs the grime off, and he confirms that's true. And he goes, I don't know if I can buy these.
Why not?
I don't know if the company would let me spend money on parts their ships don't use anymore.
Don't you got a T-47 in dock right now?
Yeah, but I'm not fixing it.
Do you know who
doing
is?
Something. He seems to think for a second, and he says, I think Doc is.
Doc. All right, where's this Doc guy?
He runs the ship repair on the other side of the station. He'll take these off your hands.
All right. Take it off, put it back in the bag.
Do you need any mining equipment?
Do you have large mining... No, I don't have the money right now. Well, another time.
Yes.
I will come back.
Sell them to
We will
anyone.
become good friends.
He's like, all right, see you around. He goes back to whatever he's reading. You walk out, and there's there's lots of parts and stuff in here, but you also see that there's things like mining explosives, mining lasers. Ask attendant. See store associate for details.
Do I know how much those ballpark for?
Ballpark a lot.
All right.
Like you could get like one mining explosive charge for within your budget, or 2, but they're not very exciting.
I want to mount a mining laser to asshole. That would be very exciting.
The handheld ones are harder to find, but you'll keep an eye out. You've got an alert on your phone for when their prices drop below a certain thing. Korg's list.
Got a bot on Starbay.
Yeah.
I have something I want to buy.
What would you like to buy?
So I have two problems when I'm not super with it. One, I really like games of chance, and I also really like to look good. So I would
Well, we've
like.
already taken care of the first one with the sunglasses.
Yeah,
Second
so
one, I mean.
looking great. But since I have 200, I looked up a couple of prices just now, just to make sure I could do this reasonably in game.
Excellent.
But I want to pick up. You said there's like crazy vending machines and stuff.
Tons.
Okay, I want to get like.
There's one room that is filled with just that.
Okay, cool. I don't know if they sell clothes in there, but I want to get like a really formal set of clothes that is completely unnecessary, and a professional set of clothes that makes me look really businessy, also unnecessary. And then I also want to buy a really expensive piece of like woven fabric that's hard to come by, some really nice textile that's probably worth like 100 credits.
The first two things you can get from the vending machine place, they're not particularly fashionable. They're sort of mass-produced, but they're nice enough.
All right.
They sort of get fed out of this little slot wrapped in plastic and vacuum sealed.
Got it.
But they smell very fresh when you open them.
Lovely.
So you get those two things. You can't think of anywhere here that would have that kind of trade good, but you do know one guy who might.
Where is
Your
this guy?
friend with the chicken from the ship.
Is he still at the bar?
You remember him having some things.
Oh,
Chicken
okay.
guy.
I'm going to say, Percy, Club, Pip, let's go back to the bar. I need to find that chicken guy.
I think you've had enough of the bar area for
No, he has this fabric I really need. It's very important.
Eat fabric.
You can't have a diplomatic mission without fine gifts.
fabric, the new code word for the chicken.
I would like to see that.
Wait,
guy.
we're gonna go see the chicken? Let's go! Minala is making perfectly reasonable and logical choices. She is not entirely drunk. We should go see the chicken!
Well, I guess that settles it, seeing the chicken.
Sweet. I like you, Pip. You're very wise, you know? Very wise.
I hear that all the time.
All right, Percy, let's go. And I'm still totally like Percy supporting with most of my weight at this
Crutch.
point still. Yeah. All right, cool. Back to chicken guy.
So he's not at the bar, but you ask around a little bit, and he found out that he has rented a room on the station. And you find out where it is, and you go and you knock. And you hear some flapping. And then the door opens.
Frantic slapping.
And he goes, "Oh, it's you four. You can come out." And the chicken comes out from under the bed.
I say, hey buddy, you consider my offer?
The chicken is speaking. The chicken opens its little beak and says, yeah. Yeah, I have.
So?
You're just gonna pay me to hang out with you?
Yeah, basically.
While the chicken is dithering, I would like to rudely and totally unawarely interrupt and be like, I saw that you had some fine fabrics to the chicken's owner. Or compatriot, I guess.
Does Chicken Guy have a name?
Chicken Guy does have a name, and his name is Gilmo.
Jello?
Jilmo. Gilmo.
Gilmo. Gilmo. My man. I'm looking for some fine fabrics. Something woven. Something that looks very rich. I need to impress someone.
Okay. Well, Pip, the chicken is trying to negotiate with you, but he doesn't really know how. Gilmo is going to go get these multiple bolts of fabric. He hands one to you, and he says, "This one is dragon silk from Triaxis. It is this sort of bright red, heavy silk material." He says,
Made from real dragons.
No. Don't tell anyone. If you find that, it's very illegal. And he hands you another one, and he says, "I also have this one from Castravel. This is kind of like it looks very papery." He says this one is made from the husks of a fruit that only grows on one island there. Very expensive, very rare, very fragile, makes terrible clothes. but very valuable. And he has this last one that is just a very fine, sort of delicately made pattern, hand woven, elven.
Okay. I either want that one or the dragon one. I'm gonna ask him how much they are, but I'm willing to spend like about 100. So you can make whatever it
He
is.
says the elven one is about 75 credits for this bolt, and the other one is about 125. The dragon silk.
I'm gonna have to go with the elven, and then I'm like way loud to Club and be like, "What a steal! I basically got it on sale."
I suppose so. I mean, you seem to have enough to like clothe a noir.
All right, I take the bolt of elven and give him credits. I don't know how that works, but I do.
You just like bump your cred sticks together.
Boop. Got it.
So Pip, what is your offer to the chicken?
I told him that previously that we would go, we'd explore the galaxy and find I believe I said we'll find the best chicken feed in the galaxy. And we'll find it for him. And in the meantime, I'll pay him some credits or something so he can eat like a chicken king. It's really cheap to feed a chicken. They're not that picky.
That sounds cool. I like the idea. And and Gilmo has decided. He says you are a thinking being, and you can make your own decisions. I think this is a bad one, but I can't stop you.
A bad one? Do you see who you would be joining? I mean, come on, like a rat, a chicken, and a cow walk into a bar. Get it?
Blank chicken stare.
I think you mean barn.
A barn. That's a good one.
Blanker. What's a barn?
Maybe chickens don't like what's a barn?
What's a barn?
A barn is a house for somebody like Clob.
Barns are like chicken castles.
Just don't tell him about that anymore. I think this is a wild chicken.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with you.
Yes, 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 yes.
And he takes a dozen little chicken steps over next to Pip.
All right. Now what?
Well, I don't know. What is next?
Gonna shake Pip's
I guess we
hand.
gotta go find some chicken feed.
Ugh.
Like with both of my hands, I'm shaking Pip's hand. I'm like, "You did it! Congratulations!"
All right, lady. All right. Enough with the touching.
So Pip, you wanted to sell those vacuum accelerators, didn't you?
Yes. So we could head over to Doc, over on the other side of the place.
Is he Doc like the doctor? Or Doc like works on the docks.
You can ask him when you meet him. So do you head to his repair place?
Absolutely.
You go into this garage, and there's a big sign that says Doc's Ship Repair and Refit, just a C and no K.
Answered.
You walk in, and
terrible
there are shuttles and hover bikes and things kind of torn apart and being fixed here. And then there's also lots of there seems to be a way to get up to the docks to fix other things.
This guy's my kind of doctor. Huh. Look at these bikes. If there's like a frame, I want to like get on one and like like be a jackass getting on the stranger's bike.
It's like a full-grown adult getting on like a kid's tricycle.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I shouldn't be holding my hands very high. It's like, you think this thing could support my weight?
When you say that, you hear somebody shout, "No, probably not." And behind you is a Yusoki. He's got, one eye, while the other one is cybernetic. He's got some other patches and things. He seems to be kind of dinged up and put himself back together a couple times. And he walks over and he's like, "I'm Doc." Holds out his robotic hand.
Pleasure to meet you.
And I'm gonna shake his hand and say Pip in Yosoki. And use my Yosoki.
Oh,
name.
and he looks at you for a second and he says, "Agaton?"
Born and bred.
You sound like it. And so he says, "So what can I do for you?"
So I saw that there was You actually had a class name for that ship, didn't you?
I did not. We can make one up.
The Galarian Queen?
It's the name of the ship.
Yeah, no, it didn't have a type.
We can make up a
He
designation.
said it kind of was like it's like a cheap old cruise liner though. And it didn't
I
have
said
this thing.
T-47, but that was just...
Yeah, it's a T-47 gal liner.
Bullseyeing really big womp rats.
I saw that you had a T-47 in dock, and I know that they blow vacuum accelerators all the time because of those shitty ones made by so-and-so Corp like 10 years ago.
Constantly.
And I just happen to have 2 vacuum accelerators.
Wait, 2? I only gave you... I mean, I'm not involved.
He was kind of shocked, and he takes one, and his little eye kind of opens, and you see him kind of scan it.
That's cool. Do you have a cybernetic eye?
He does have a cybernetic eye.
That's dope.
And that guy's eye. And he says, "This isn't some shitty Dragon Corp knockoff. This is a real one."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Have these seals ever been replaced? Did you do this? Or is this original?"
This is secondhand where I got it, so I don't know if the seals have been replaced or not. I haven't had a good look, but
Because they look great.
pretty sure these are original.
This is phenomenal.
This guy's day is getting like made.
And he's like, "So, I need these
I
to
know.
fix the ship.
Make me an
how
offer.
much are you gonna bend me over the barrel here?"
This is the part where Jake doesn't know what a good price would be, because I don't have a sense of scale for credits yet.
Just Pip would know.
Pip would know, yeah. In fact, Pip can make a culture roll to recall knowledge
Give me
about
a
starship
culture
and
roll
vehicle models and parts.
Yeah, give me a culture roll.
And I reduced the DC by 5.
Just you follow this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I reduced the DC by 5. So whatever DC you just came up with in your head, reduce that by 5.
It's now 5 lower. You nail it.
And the number is?
You know that these things usually go for about 70 to 100 credits.
I bid $1.
That's it?
I mean, that's the one you've been see. It's that's what you see them for online.
So that's what the Dragon Corp ones are.
He doesn't have access to any others right now.
Right, so I can crank this up. I can charge
You
him
can pretty much charge him whatever you want.
given that they were able to pay us like 200 credits each, I'm gonna start at like 500 credits per.
He is like bowled over.
Flabbergasted.
He's like,
And he's look, you can just charge that price right onto the ship that you've got in dock there. They'll pay it. They're stuck here.
and he's like, I can't do that without their permission.
They're gonna pay what they're gonna pay. They gotta get their ship moving.
He says, I can pay you about $350 for both of them, without having to ask them permission to bump up my prices.
How about 500
that-
for the pair?
$350, and I owe you $150 worth in repairs or something.
I'll do parts. I'll do store credit,
Store credit, garage credit.
garage credit. All right,
Deal?
deal.
Shakes your tiny hand.
Thumbsticks.
His hand's tiny too.
He kind of snaps, and a couple of his guys come over, and he kind of tells them to take these things, and they're also kind of amazed that you have them, and they head off, and he pays you your money.
Sweet. I'm gonna look
Bumping
around
sticks.
and see what kind of parts he's got around.
He doesn't have a lot. He's clearly does not have enough resources here to deal with all the stuff he's doing. They don't get enough stuff coming in.
Makes sense with the location.
You see some interesting jerry-rigging solutions he's got for some of these repairs. As you sort of walk away, he's fiddling with something, and he looks up at Club, and then he looks at Maynala, and he says, "Are you the guys from the Queen, from the Galarian Queen, who fought the probe?"
I
I
told you that.
thought a probe. But I like
You're
look.
really
I
dumb.
look like so out of it. I'm like, I fought a probe. Like it's not clear if I mean like today
Are you
or
those
a year
people?
ago.
No, no.
I don't recall.
'Cause
I
mean,
fought a
it was,
probe.
It was a Noir, a Yusoki, a human, and a Lashunta.
Yeah, that queen.
Because
the
that's cool.
big drinks, big. They got those acidic ones, burn a hole straight through your kidney.
That means you're the guy. Wait, you're Pip. You're the guy who jerry rigged that laser cannon on that thing to work.
Yeah, that was pretty great, wasn't it? I mean,
That was clever as shit.
That was pretty cool.
I fought a probe.
Well,
Repeating
Divulging too
myself.
much information.
let's not attract a crowd now, though.
He's not. He's just kind of think it's cool that there was you guys.
Cool.
Um.
It was, wasn't it?
And he says, "Yeah, that's awesome stuff." And then his phone, his terminal beeps, and he opens it up, and he's like, "Oh, hang on, I gotta take this real fast. Sorry." And he kind of takes a couple steps away, and he puts it to his ear, and he suddenly gets really serious.
That's suspicious.
And he's talking on it, and he's talking, and he's like, yeah, they're still here, both of them. Sure, I can talk to him. What's this about?
Who?
You're scaring me, Nick.
Nick? Hey, guys.
Who's
I'm
Nick?
Nick.
Nick
That-
is the guy who told us about the credits, the Sheeran.
He said he was the superintendent of the station.
Oh, nicked. Sorry, I didn't know it was. I thought you said Nick, like with a K this time.
Nick.
Nicked.
Nick.
N-I-K apostrophe T.
Yeah, that's
He's
what I
in-
had written down. So okay, cool.
And he's like, okay, yeah, no, I'll do it. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll be right back. Hangs up. And then he seems very worried now, and he kind of runs off to these two people, and he starts talking to them kind of animatedly and worried.
I want to do. Oh wait, this is the same day. I do. Not.
As you do nothing.
I do not. Well,
You could make a perception check to try to listen.
I'll do that then. I have to detect thoughts, but I think it's the same day that I still used to. So, just roll.
But that doesn't give you his thoughts, though, does it?
There's a way that it works. Oh, I got a nat 20, but I add things, so +5.
Even drunk, you just kind of focus on him, and you can just hear what he's saying. He's talking a little too loud because he seems kind of scared.
Yeah.
He says, Nick just told me that there's a big bonus in it for both of you if you take your skiffs out and go chase off this ship that's coming too close. They're not answering hails. Doesn't look like they're too heavily armed, but you never know. Go scare them off, and there's some money in it for you.
I could use a little bit more money.
He's not talking to you.
He's talking to these two guys over there, and they look
But
kind of
I'll tell you what he
rougher.
says. Yeah, I'll tell you what he says, and you can still say that.
And we don't have
Never
skiffs.
mind. No, I wouldn't say that.
And they both kind of nod. They're like, yeah, that's a good idea. And they go run up to the docks, and
And it's 2 ships.
2 ships, and you hear ships disengaging and starting to fly away from the station.
Wish we had some of those.
Um,
How much do those run for, anyway?
I'll grab a book and I'll tell you.
a whole bunch. They're very expensive.
Does he say anything like describing the type of ship or anything they can tell about it from scans?
They said it looks like a pirate ship. It looks similar to a lot of the ships the Free Captains, who are the big pirate
Right.
group, fly around here.
Okay.
And he's walking back towards you guys, kind of worried looking. Very nervous, robotic eye darting around. He says, so we may have some trouble.
Oh god.
Trouble.
I knew it.
This isn't normal. I mean, don't tell anybody I said this, but we pay our protection money to the Free Captains. They don't bug us. But these guys aren't talking. Their ship looks in good repair, like they don't need it fixed up. If I were you, I would get somewhere safe.
Is there anywhere safe on the station? or
Towards the middle of the station would be better.
Was Gilmo's room towards the middle or no?
All the rooms are kind of on the rim.
Okay.
You
Sure,
know,
because you
there's
want a view.
one of you, and there's the sort of the control room is in the middle.
Yeah, I can head toward the bridge, basically. Yeah, I can head to the center.
Are you gonna head there?
Well, I can try and then.
Yeah, you
proceed
can
to
make it. You
help.
can stumble there.
Okay. I'm gonna head just towards.
Does anybody
the
else go
center
there,
where
or do you
they-
have other ideas on where you'd like to be?
I'll
No, that sounds
I'll
good.
follow.
Yeah,
Pip?
I'll go
Kind of
with.
be ready to catch if I
Um,
have to.
Actually, I'd like to go. Is the observation station? Is that just outside observation? Does that have like interior stuff, or would that be more like the mid-level system access that would have like security cameras and stuff like that?
You can go on your terminal and you can look at camera feeds of outside, or you can go to the sort of observation lounge, which just has lots of big windows.
Okay. I might do that.
Sure.
You're gonna be near the edge.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay outside the edge, take a look. I'll be in contact. We got the comms units. Don't worry.
Oh,
These
okay.
ones I do need to press two fingers to. I think. One sec. Test.
I got it. So yeah.
That's how it works.
So the rest of you kind of head towards the station control room, and Klob heads to the observation deck. Klob, you see it before they do. There is a large sort of black and red ship. Most ships aren't painted that extravagantly, but this one seems to be designed to look scary. With sort of lots of spikes and things that clearly don't do anything, and you are seeing way more guns strapped onto this thing than it could ever have enough power to run.
Reavers.
I mean, yeah, kind of that vibe.
Something looks really not good, guys.
You guys get to the control room shortly after, and you see that Nicked is at the sort of central console, typing away at stuff and trying to send calls out. And all around, there's all these sort of little screens and stations. It looks much more like a power plant in here than any kind of mission control. And
Sure.
he says telepathically to you, friends of yours?
Them? No.
Well, shit. I was hoping you could tell them to go away.
Did you try telling them to go away?
Many times. You look at his message log, and he's been sending them hails every 12 seconds for an hour.
Hello, this is Nicked. Please leave.
Over and over.
Hi, Nicked here.
I just bet they're here for the 3-hand dragon tournament. That must be what it is.
Someone with that many guns on the outside of your ship, I don't think they're here for a COD tournament.
They don't look like the tournament type.
No, I don't think they are. I sent those 2 rock hoppers with their armed skiffs out there to try to chase them off.
How'd that go?
They're arriving now. And he pushes a button, and the screen comes up, and he turns on their comms so you can hear. And one of the guys in one of the ships says, "Listen, Bob, we paid our money. Get out of here." And the other one says, in sort of a much deeper, stranger voice, says, "Don't make us scratch your paint, big guy." And they're both kind of calling insults and starting to charge weapons. And then
See anything from the observation area?
you can see all this.
Okay,
I'm patching these comms in so Klob can hear this.
Sure.
Yeah,
You just turn your headset on speaker.
Yeah.
Perfect. I definitely want to be checking to see if the other ship is trying to destroy them, because I want to give them an early warning if it is.
I'm actually gonna while we're here on the bridge, actually, I put that on speaker for now, but I'm actually gonna see if there's a comm panel or something I can hook up to my whatchamacallit. I have a fancy hacking tool, my custom rig, and just see if I can just connect to the ship systems to wire it up directly and maybe have access to some other things when I need them.
For the
Sure.
station?
You can try to plug in. Nick is very distracted.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just say, give me a computer's check to find an unattended access port.
And then patch it.
Let's see. Computers. Oh, that +9 skill I have. Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, that really good one.
Bad roll, but
You're trying to be sneaky, but this is so easy to do
Yeah.
with nobody looking. You set up just a little wireless thing to route to your custom rig.
Great. So I now have access to basic ship systems.
Very basic, but yeah.
Cool.
To get anything more, you would require more
More hacking. Yeah.
hacking. But right
I'm
now, you can change the thermostat.
All right. Cool. And so I wire these comms directly to our comms.
To Klob.
Yeah.
Cool. To your group chat. The other ship is not saying anything. It's just coming closer and closer and closer. And then, without warning, the bigger of the two skiffs is 1 second it is a ship, and the next second it is a cloud of expanding gas and particles. And all the lights in your ship, in the station, dim. The whole station kind of shudders as if a shockwave hit it, and then they all come back on.
What was that?
Blast that guy! He's disintegrated.
The
I
other
didn't
ship,
see anything.
the second skiff, tries to charge its weapons and take some evasive maneuvers, and it gets a couple of quick shots off before it is hit by multiple rockets and is destroyed.
We're all gonna die.
All in favor of going to the docks and stealing a ship. Borrowing. Sorry. Look at Nick. Get the fuck out of here.
And he says, "Nope, I'm turning off all the padlocks on the dock. We're leaving."
The space station can move.
No, the ships leave the space. The space station's gonna explode. Let's get the fuck out of
I'm
here.
already running down the hallway.
I'm gonna ask Nick. I stayed behind, I guess, because I'm concerned about this person I just met. I'm like, Nick, do you have a way to get out of here?
And he says, "Yeah, I'm going to steal a ship from the docks."
Oh, cool. Come with us. And I'm trying to get him to go with us.
He says, "That's why I just turned off all the mag locks."
I'm trying to get him to come with us and leave.
He's
with him.
coming with you now.
Great.
We have the chicken, right?
through your
Keep up, chicken.
comms,
Oh, can I try to pick it up?
of course.
Okay, I do that.
The chicken hugs you close. Very afraid.
It's okay.
Through
Strange.
your
Earthbird.
paired comms, you hear a strange, gurgly voice, as if the voice was coming up through some kind of sludge, say, "Any ships leaving Black Rock Station will be destroyed."
Scooby-Doo, grind to a stop.
No.
Well, shit.
The chain breaker will be docking.
We're in an asteroid belt, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I've got an idea.
Does it involve leaving the station? Because
It does indeed involve leaving the station.
I would like to point out the evidence that I have that maybe that might be a bad idea involving a certain loud voice. Did you not hear that?
It involves us leaving the
Any-
station and them not knowing.
Any aggression or disobedience will be met with lethal force.
Nick,
I don't like
you
this
said
one.
all the locks are disengaged.
I did. All the maglocks in the dock.
All right. We gotta look up the Galarian Queen is a very large, very distracting ship.
This is true.
We could use it as a distraction to pilot a much smaller ship, and we don't need to get that far. We just need to get to the far side of an asteroid and power down before their sensors notice us while they're busy blowing up the Galarian Queen.
I like that plan.
How are you going to pilot the
I like
Galarian?
the plan that involves all of us living.
Yeah.
You might. Hey, you can even get into it and lower the temperature on the onboard. We might not even be detectable through thermals. If we get a medium-sized ship, that way there's only 5 of us.
I'm saying a
Six
small
of
ship.
us. 6 of us.
Six,
Holding the
sorry.
chicken.
I forgot about that.
I guess I'm technically small enough not to count.
Between me and the chicken, we're like one of you. It's fine.
Yeah,
Dinner-sized objects don't generate much heat.
that makes me uncomfortable.
I'm dinner-sized object to some people. Don't worry, man.
And he says, if we're going to do it, we have to do it now.
Let's get to the docks.
They're going to be
All right. We're moving. We're booking it.
running up to the docks, throw on some vac suits real quick. You're now in the docks.
I've got the chicken in my vac suit.
What do we got in the way of ships?
There's the Galarian Queen. There's a lot of ships have already are trying to take off.
I'm gonna steady on.
Nobody wants to go through.
And I'm saying to Pip, I'm like, all you need is something with a drift engine. Just make sure it has a drift engine.
Pip, it's really hard to tell if something has a drift engine from the outside.
I'm gonna pull up, since I have basic access. I'm sure the manifest of what ships are here is pretty basic.
It would say.
And all these ships have had minor repairs done, so I'm sure that whether or not they have a drift engine, for some of them at least, is listed.
Maybe something had a repair.
Yeah, I'm a narrow by which ones have a drift engine and see what.
To do that really quickly, I'll take a wisdom check.
Okay, just straight wisdom.
Just straight wisdom, because you're just like.
My wisdom is +1, so. 18.
Nailed it. You've worked on docks. You know how these things are usually organized.
I've used this software before. It's a piece of shit, but once you know it,
you can go through it really quickly.
Oh, I know how to read a book's ledger.
You find 2 ships, which you think might be good options. One is a medium-sized sort of settlers sort of ship. Small, medium-sized sort of universal ship meant to be able to do just about anything you want. It has a drift engine. It's a little big. It's not very fast. There is also a skiff. It's really little, and it's really, really fast, but it does not have the drift engine.
Oh, I thought that... Sorry, I thought it was narrowing to which ones had drift engines.
That's the smallest ship you find with a drift engine, and then you also find this other little skip that's very, very fast.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, we only found one ship with a drift engine.
There are other ships with drift engines, but they're bigger.
Gotcha, okay.
They're like large ships,
Gotcha.
or they're currently hovering.
Would the skiff hold all of us?
Totally.
Okay.
Not super comfortably, but yes.
I mean, I know we want the drift engine, but if we want to get off the station quickly before he blows up the Galarian Queen, the skiff might be the best choice.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
I'm all for quick.
I gotta agree.
Let's go to the skiff.
I can't. Oh, man. Oh.
The ship, the big ship that he called the Chainbreaker, is looming over the place where it's going to land. One ship tries to break away and is reduced to gas. Like, the ship doesn't do anything.
It just ceases to exist.
It's just 1 second it's there, the next second it is particles.
And
the whole station shudders.
Sorry, there's not like a clear beam or anything protruding from the... Shit. All right.
That's what Klob said when he talked to us, too. He was like,
Klob, does anyone here have any kind of, like, sensors or anything on them?
I don't have sensors, but no, actually,
like
no.
tech sensors? No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Not at
Nick's
this
might,
range.
but I don't know.
Station might.
And you do have access to the station.
Yeah.
I'd say it would. I'd say it would have rudimentary
Like sensor logs.
sensors around it. Whole station shudders and then stops, and all the lights come back on. And you see a couple other ships seem to be malfunctioning. If you wanted, you could make a computer's check with the ship sensors to see what's going on.
I would love to do that.
I assist. Never mind.
You look at stuff and you're seeing nothing, and then you see when that happened at that same instant, the Chainbreaker created an immense magnetic field. Something that the sensors don't really understand, these kinds of numbers. You've never seen anything like that before. But that is the only thing you can see on here that coincides with that ship being reduced to dust.
And the field was localized to that ship that turned to dust?
Sort of coming from the Chainbreaker and then hitting that ship.
If there was a giant magnetic field, I feel like the chicken would have felt it.
Is that true? Would the chicken have felt it?
I mean, birds can sense the magnetic field.
Well, then yes. Both times it happened, the chicken is very upset by
It's
this.
like
North in my suit, so
That's
it like
not north.
freaking out, and I'm like, ugh.
And
You guys sure you want to try this?
Nick is like, we need to go now. Which one are we taking?
The skiff,
Skiff.
the fast, the little.
Cool. So you run over to the skiff. You get in, and the chain breaker has stopped, hovering above the surface of the asteroid. And the voice says over the comms, "Do you need a third demonstration?"
We need to release all the docking charges at once so that all the ships leave, and use that as the opportunity and hide behind the Galarian Queen.
Okay. Who's piloting?
The
Skiff?
autopilot. That
Me.
thing's
Yep.
cruise ship,
Cool.
basically.
Jump in. You
Sorry, this one.
hop in. This thing, when it was first built, was not a fast ship, but someone has spent a lot of money and time making it fast. This thing's
It's been
souped
modded.
up. Oh, totally.
Does it have
Um,
seatbelts?
Yeah, you won't.
All right, I was gonna say me and Nick probably at least strap in.
I take 2 seats and put them like each seatbelt around one leg.
Quality move.
Are you actually
And,
a large creature, or are you just a really big medium creature?
No, I think they are medium. Yeah,
Okay.
let me check, but I'm pretty sure we're medium.
I was gonna say I thought you were large.
And Nick says, "Okay,
Medium.
I can disengage all of the docking clamps at the same time, but that won't guarantee the stuff will just float up in front of everything."
Do you have docking charges?
No, we don't. Just the clamps that let go.
Yeah, but when those break, you have charges to blow it away and make clear.
They're
don't.
low tech.
Can we fly into where the Galarian Queen is and push it out?
Well,
Certainly try.
this place is a wheel. Is it spinning with thrusters, or is it just natural spin?
Wait,
It's got it's a gravity plating.
Can we
Can we turn that off?
can we make the station spin a little bit and then release the clamps?
If you turn off the artificial
Exactly.
gravity.
He's
It's the
he's
prison
thinking, he's
base.
doing the math in his head, and he says, "It was never made to do that." So you could try.
I mean,
I was the other thing I was gonna say is that we could release the clamps and then do ours last, so everything else is already floating in a target before we duck out.
You look out the windows and you see other ships are hovering. They want to leave, but they've seen what's happened when other ships have tried. And now a shuttle of some kind is leaving the large pirate ship and coming down.
Yeah,
I think that's our
land
timer,
on.
guys.
Yeah, we need to hide behind the Galarian Queen and just go.
all right.
All right, we can just set the autopilot if we want to just do it with one ship, not all of them.
Yeah.
I can go do it. I think I could set that.
On the other ship, you're saying?
Yeah, I'll meet you guys back here. I can run fast. Time's
Okay.
wasting.
I can come with you if you want.
Okay. All right, here, one sec. Shoulder.
What?
So I'll take stealth checks from both of you if you're being sneaky to get over to the Galarian Queen.
Can they see us in here?
You're
The
out.
dock is sort of in the open. It's like a crater that all the ships have landed in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would be sneaky. I'm a giant.
You could try to duck from ship to ship.
Yeah, like
I
hug
guess we
the
could,
edges
yeah.
of things, stay in the shadow.
All right.
So Percy, excellent.
Club, 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 club.
Meanwhile, I want to ask Nick, and we can do this later, but I want to ask Nick for all the access codes so I can try the spinning thing.
He says, "Okay," and he
All
gives them over to you. He gives you over all the access codes
Cool.
he has.
Wait till they're back.
Noir, you get to the Galarian Queen. You and Percy duck from ship to ship, and you hide, and you get there.
Okay.
That's a name. You don't need to
They
refer to
use
him by his
softer
race.
shoes.
Yeah, human.
Did I call
yeah,
him Noir?
yeah.
You did just now, but it was
Oh.
fine. I knew what you meant.
Club.
I boarded. I think I know. We know where like the bridge is, don't we? I mean, I
Yeah.
should be able to find my way over there. Is there anybody in the path? Like, I guess
No.
we'll continue sneaking around a little bit, but I'm kind of just trying to get there.
All the people who had been working on it stopped.
But yeah, I want to make it. I want to set it to autopilot to like go from here to the next closest
System.
asteroid, like or whatever, because we're in the diaspora, and I'm sure that there's one that's close-ish.
Wait, what if we set it to charge the chain breaker?
That's a good point. Wait, hold on.
You see the shuttle touch down. For those of you still in the skiff, you see the shuttle touch down, the door opens, and 3 forms walk out.
Klob, we don't got a lot of time. How's it going?
2 appear to be humanoid in sort of in some kind of space power armor, and the third you cannot identify, but it is not wearing a suit.
I can decrease the DC to identify a rare creature by 5 if I roll life science. Can I try?
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
On life science.
I don't add anything, so it's just a roll. So I still probably won't know, but I'm gonna try.
10.
Your best guess is that this person has just been G-modded so much
Okay.
that whatever they used to be is not there anymore.
It's General Grievous.
And these 3 forms are just strolling towards the entrance of the dock into the
Got it.
regular station.
We just got to the bridge. I think that just give it a second. I think we might be able to aim it towards that shuttle.
Yeah, but then we lose our cover. Wait, the shuttle?
Yeah, well, the one that just landed.
The one in the dock.
Do you think we could, clip it on the way out? What's it look like from there? Where's the exit?
We don't want to be too close to the Glaring Queen when it gets obliterated anyway.
Yeah, I
The
guess.
guy pulls out his comm and he says, the form, the large, burly form that's head and shoulders
The
over these
Gurgle
other
Man.
2, says, "Redock your ships. No one leaves." And you see one ship.
Can I
And
lock out
re-land.
the... Can I prevent them from docking somehow?
You have all the access codes.
You said it's like
so
kind of like
that-
an open bowl, right? Like
I would say that first one manages to dock and the clamps lock on it. And
said
others
it
are about to try.
is there a way to prevent them from entering the bowl?
No, but you can have the clamps not work.
Okay, so then like people like bounce off of the...
It becomes very difficult to dock.
Okay, I'm gonna do that because if they start getting mad and having to deal with people and start vaporizing other people, that's more chaos for us to hide in.
Okay.
Feels just a little evil.
A few kind of bounce and are having troubles. Others are able to do it with some skillful, very careful piloting, seeing the problems they're having.
Meanwhile, are Klob and Percy able to...
You're totally able to put that into the autopilot.
Okay, cool. Can I take a check? Like, should I try for the collision on the course, or just send it outwards?
I don't think there's gonna be a big difference either way, so let's go for the collision.
All right, cool. I want to try to like manipulate the computer to like first like swing by that in an arc.
Would
Like
this be a
curving the whole time.
piloting check or a computer's check?
I can do both of those things.
I think it would be a piloting check.
All right. Piloting.
Wait, so did you... When you say... Oh, you were talking about the shuttle. I thought you were saying like to Hail Mary it into
That's what-
the other ship. Was that what
That's
you
what I originally said.
Okay.
Oh, I could do that too. Either way. Really, either one. I thought the shuttle was more important right away.
The shuttle's already landed though, so...
Damn.
Ooh.
You are able to plot in a course that will tell the Galarian Queen to go up, and then aim at the chainbreaker and accelerate at it.
Yes.
Let's
All
go.
right, I think that should distract him. Let's see what you think about this one.
Get back here quick.
Go, bull rush. No. Just like charging down these hallways.
As you come out of the ship, so you're doing that, and you all see this form, this guy, sort of just looking around on the dock, and then he's looking over at the Galarian Queen right now, and then he starts walking over there.
I'm gonna use comms and be like, I don't know what he is, some kind of crazy gene modded guy. He's huge, just coming towards the queen. Stay out of his way. And I try to describe like the path he's currently on.
He and his two people are walking towards the ramp to get onto the Galarian Queen.
Is he like in our way, or can we?
It's going to be very shortly. I would take a stealth check to try to slip out without him seeing you, or...
I wish I had a good spell for this, but I don't. Sneaky cow.
Sneaky cow sneaks away.
Oh, that's much better than the last time.
Wow, you guys rolled incredibly well.
Sneaky cow escapes again to sneak another day.
I think
both of you do
like-
manage to sneak out. You're able to slip, just barely slip past him. And you see now that you kind of get a glimpse of him up close, he's Frankensteined all these different pieces together to make him. There's a few cybernetics, but mostly it's weird biological stuff. And he's not wearing a suit.
Oh my God.
Spooky.
I'm all for combining tech, but to yourself, not so sure about it.
All right, so I, meanwhile, have programmed the ship the same time that we're going to activate the autopilot on the Galarian Queen. I have programmed a subroutine into the station to full, like, all of the like little maneuvering thrusters that exist to sort of keep it in the same position in the Astro Belt, to fire all of the ones on the, you know, like on the one side on the left, the other side on the right, to just get it to start spinning.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I'm going to deactivate all the local gravity.
Okay.
And then a few seconds later, once there's a bit of momentum, I'm going to disengage all the clamps of the ships that are still docked to send them flying up and out.
Okay. Including the Galarian Queen.
The Galarian Queen will also be using its engines, but yeah.
Okay. So he kind of looks suspiciously around the Galarian Queen, this damaged freighter, this damaged cruise liner, and then he keeps walking, and he appears to be looking like he's going to go inside the station. And he says, our weapons will continue to work if any of you try to escape. He goes through the airlock and he goes down into the station. Shuttle sitting there.
Sorry.
Big, scary ship.
Did he leave any dudes in the shuttle?
Can't say. Hard to say.
Okay.
You don't know.
Let's take his shuttle out of here. No.
That would be pretty epic. But we're in the skiff and it's fast, so it's fine.
Yeah, let's execute the skiff plan.
Okay, you're going to do the thing.
Plan Burning Queen.
So you push the button. Galarian, the whole station starts to turn. Need to make some rolls for that.
And the internal gravity deactivates.
And the internal gravity deactivates.
Can I reverse the gravity to push the ships out? At least, like, in the bowl. Like, they get some momentum in the bowl, and then once they're out of the bowl, they're not under the effect of gravity anymore.
You probably could have jerry-rigged that, but it's going now.
Right.
So
9.8 backspace negative 9.8 enter.
The thrusters seem to fire okay, so everything's spinning. But then when you go to turn off all the gravity, there's a malfunction, and you feel things are getting a little heavier.
Nick, do you have a hardware interlock?
DM Lincoln doesn't know what that means.
So I'll give a short anecdote for what that is. So like traffic lights are controlled
Yeah.
by a computer in real
Mhm.
life, and the computer switches between the different things, and it has the sensors that know if your car's there and all that shit. But in order to prevent catastrophic failure, like the computer saying, "Yep, make all the lights green," that's fine, and everyone crashes into each other. There's a piece of hardware between the computer and the actual wires that drive the
Oh.
lights, and that piece of hardware is literally hardwired. It will only allow certain states to go through it,
Mhm.
and so it's like a
Okay.
hardware backup.
I was going to call that just a failsafe.
Yes,
Yeah, that's exactly
because-
what it is.
that's exactly what that is.
Okay, yeah. He says, "Yeah, what did you try to do? What didn't work? Why are we
Turning the
spinning?
gravity off.
You can't just turn the gravity off."
Why not? You just turn it off.
They're just going
He
to turn
says-
the particles off soon.
And he says, "The gravity generator doesn't let you. It goes into standby mode. In case it gets some kind of weird input." I'm not being mean. I rolled and there was a 1.
Sorry.
So the station is now spinning. Gravity is not off, but you see the chain breaker slip behind the horizon of the station.
So
And-
the station is between us and the chain breaker.
So, it's here, you're here, rotating away from it.
Perfect. I mean, that's the best chance because
And you saw for a second, it's trying to catch up, but it was dead stopped. So
Everybody runs straight away.
no time like the
you
present.
you see a couple ships go, people trying to escape.
This is our chance. Let's go.
Have we reached the skiff yet?
Punch it.
Yeah, you guys.
I'd say, yeah, you guys are there.
Yeah, okay.
You guys had time.
You want a piloting check?
I want a piloting check.
All right. I'm very good at that one too.
This thing's
Um,
one-man pilot, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's just one pilot. You take off away from this station.
Trying to keep the Galarian Queen and the station between us and the
And
Chainbreaker.
chain breaker,
Yes.
yeah.
The chainbreaker. The Galarian Queen is flying at the chainbreaker, and the chainbreaker is behind it for a moment, but it is able to easily maneuver out of the way. But it is trying to now get in a place where it can shoot at things, and you are not the closest ship.
Whew.
You see a few other ships are damaged or vaporized like before, and you are heading where?
What I had said was get an asteroid away, power down, and hide inside of an asteroid,
Okay.
or on the far
You
side of
are-
an asteroid.
Hammer down away from this thing, and you see that there is an asteroid you can get to, you think.
Evasive maneuvers and get there. Yeah.
Yep.
Hammer down, you get there, you come around the other side. Give me another piloting check to land safely, going this fast.
Even better than flying, I'm good at landing.
Yeah, you kick this thing around. You do a little flip and burn to land on the other side of this asteroid, and then you all turn everything off.
I'm very impressed right now with Pip.
Yeah. For such a small guy, you know how to pilot a big thing.
Been doing this for 15 years,
Well, it paid off right
and I
now.
power down the ship.
Power down
Everything.
the ship. Life support as well.
Yeah, on basically we've got enough oxygen in the skiff to hold us for
A bit.
a number of minutes.
We got monitors.
We're gonna hold
Yeah.
here.
I'm gonna.
We're gonna hold here for a bit and see what happens before we book it to the next asteroid.
I want to whisper to Pip and be like, if we're staying here for a little bit, is there a way that we could I don't know. I'm okay at computers actually, but I want to know if there's a way for us to patch in and basically observe without them knowing we're there.
You're
I'm still tapped into station comms.
so you can receive, but if you
Yes.
send anything,
Right,
you'll
that requires
become-
power. Right, so
Okay,
we
yeah,
receive
I wanna
passively.
see what we can find out. I wish we could do it to the bad guys, but I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, you've got sort of a passive telescope you can look out of. Yeah,
I'll look at the telescope. That's fine.
cool. You're able to look out these sort of optics as a camera that kind of.
It's all mechanical.
It's a periscope.
It takes so little power, no one would ever be able to see it. So you're looking and you see that some ships have gotten away, other ships were destroyed. The chainbreaker lands at the dock, and you see a handful of shuttles coming out of the chainbreaker and appear to be pursuing ships that got away.
Okay. I'm going to tell people that and be like, they're in pursuit of anybody who left. It seems like they don't want anybody to know whatever it is they're doing.
How fast do these shuttles look?
It's hard to tell. If you want to give me... Is there a check for sensors specifically?
I haven't read enough ship rules.
I don't think it's a computer's check. I'll take an intelligence check from somebody to try to, just with passive sensors, figure out what these ships are about.
I can do that. I'm very smart.
I'll try to, just since I'm looking out the telescope, it kind of makes sense.
13 straight intelligence roll.
With just passive sensors, you're super limited.
Right, just the things that receive and don't require any broadcast.
Like, you can figure out what their drive signature is, but you don't know if that's their max output.
Right.
Makes sense.
One is heading in your general direction. It's not like heading exactly at the asteroid, but kind of, you're guessing the last heading that their sensors caught you on.
Yeah, and I tried to land, like, in a cave.
I'm sure you're in, like, a crevice or something.
Or
you're wedged in there.
Star Wars, we landed in the... Not the Minoc. The Minocs are the bird things. What's the...
It's just a space worm.
The space worm.
I don't know what the name is.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Vaccine.
And this ship's little. You're able to wedge it in there.
Sit quiet.
So Gorth. Yeah. Also called the Star Wars space worm.
Yeah,
amazing. It shows up on Google.
But yeah,
excellent.
We'll all just stay quiet as I see it approach, and I say, just like, everybody quiet. I leave the arm where it is. I don't move anything else, and I just like, everybody's silent.
You can look up out this window in the top of the canopy, and you see it passing over you, looking for you.
Scan is part of the helm phase in Starship Combat, and you must attempt a computer's check applying any modifiers from the starship's sensors.
Cool.
Okay,
it's made by the science officer.
Have modifiers.
It's an action the science officer can make.
Oh, I want to be the science officer.
But do you even life science?
I can life science, I can physical science, I can tell you about some alien tech. Let me tell you, I know my science.
I can life science. I don't know if I can.
Can you physical science?
I can physical science. This guy over here, he looks like he knows the ship just good enough. I don't need to contest with any of that. But when it comes to, like, putting droplets of stuff and other droplets of stuff under a microscope, I'm your guy.
He's the titration cow.
Percy.
Yes.
You are near the comms when the station comms send out a message. It says, this sector belongs to the outcast fleet. The free captains of the mining corps are not welcome.
Have I heard of them?
Give me a culture check.
You have now.
Probably not.
You haven't heard of them. You've heard of the other people, but not...
he said it belongs to the outcast?
Not the outcast fleet. But you do notice a trick they're doing with their comms that you've done before, where you sort of send out these scrambled pulses that make it really hard to tell where it's really hard to tell where it's coming from. You'll get the message, but you can't triangulate it easily.
Yeah.
And that was a broadcast, just a wideband.
So whole sector.
And he said free pirates and who don't.
The free captains and the mining corps are no longer
free
welcome.
Captains and mining corps, got it.
So they thought it was the free captains because they were talking about how they pay their protection fee. Apparently it's not.
Well, that's good.
Nick, have you ever heard of them?
He's going to make a culture check real fast.
That's good. It means
What
your
about you, chicken?
protection money worked.
Could I make a culture check too? I might have fallen in with these guys
Sure.
at the point.
Klob, are you that kind of guy?
No comment.
Wow.
I mean, not that kind of club.
Yeah, Club, you've heard of these guys.
Yeah,
You
I
used
never
to
met
work.
them.
You've sold stuff through the Free Captains before.
Yeah, lesser
Um,
agents. I've fenced a few things off.
Through the Free Captains, so you know some pirates, and they have talked about a man named Captain Jan Vokulis, a gene-modded monstrosity of a creature who captained one of the most brutal ships in the Free Captains and was recently forced out because he was too brutal even for them.
And then I'll relay that and say that might have even been the guy back on the ship. I didn't think of it then, but that's these guys then.
That
Makes
fits
sense.
what I saw for sure.
And last time you heard about him, he was gathering other sort of dissidents from the Free Captains and militant miners' rights groups and trying to put something together.
He's been mustering forces. Maybe this is his first strike. It's always so much more peaceful when everybody gets along and all the thieves and the crooks shake hands with the police and everybody.
Does that happen? I've never. That's not in my experience.
Does that happen?
I'm gonna lean over to Percy and be like, "It's called a bribe. Don't worry about it."
You know when we go on missions, they call it they call it asset handling. It's literally half of the mission cost most of the time, just police and palms.
Nicked is freaking out. Every time he tries to talk to you with his telepathy, you hear his voice, but also you hear sort of this nervous static that he doesn't seem to be able to control. And he says, "They're gonna kill all of us. What are we gonna do?"
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna.
How are we gonna get away? We are well within the station sensor range.
I was gonna ask you that.
I'm gonna try to just
Once these shuttles are gone, we're gonna punch it.
He says, "We better hope we're faster. The moment we turn on our drive, the station's space traffic control sensors are going to pick us up easily."
Well,
Maybe they don't have full control of the station yet. That'd be pretty quick.
He says,
Do you think you'd be able to turn that off?
Not without broadcasting.
I'm gonna do what I can to calm him.
"Give me a whatever check you feel is appropriate."
I guess diplomacy.
I'd take diplomacy.
Yeah, because I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
diplomatic.
I'd say diplomacy. Push the button.
Okay. I'm just we've made it this far, and we still have the advantage of surprise. They're not looking for us. Whatever. I add
You're
8.
drunk.
I add 8 to that. But I still, yes, I totally
We
believe.
die.
Be
We die.
fine. I've faced Free Captains before.
You make him more nervous because you're bringing up all these other things that he hadn't thought about, all these other dangers he didn't realize.
And I'm way too calm about it.
Yeah, and you're sort of poorly. You're like, "This isn't so bad. We're locked in a ship. We're running out of air. There's monsters out there. They're brutal. But hey, we're fine right now. Focus on that."
I try.
He is
Get inside
significantly
one of
more
those
worried than
shuttles.
he was before.
Damn it, Jim.
Tip, are you trying to hack the DM? I hear lots of typing. That makes me scared.
How do you hear typing? My microphone is muted.
I can hear typing.
I don't
Alex's
think you're using
microphone
the
is not.
microphone that you think.
Is it?
I'm
pretty sure
agree
you-
1,000%.
Yeah,
Yes.
And now,
I think
oh
we've
no,
been hacked.
no. So look,
We
I'm
can't have the
talking
stream.
normal.
We've been hacked.
So the mute thing only just sort of mutes my microphone.
Are you sure it's not just using the room mic?
Just roll a computer's check, D20. It's only
Yeah,
like
roll a
DC 10 to
computer
fix your
check, Jake.
microphone.
Yes, it is. It is DC 11 to fix your microphone.
I've been wondering this whole time, Jake just doesn't care about the whole
That
thing.
mic, whatever you just tapped, it's that one.
No, not that one, honey.
Not
I
that
told you it's not working. I told you it's.
Oh, you guys are
the
hearing a
room mic.
different mic than the stream. It's fine.
Okay.
Great.
Sorry.
Uh,
I'll refresh. Well, I can't.
If only we could
So-
get one of those shuttles, maybe we could like trick it.
so you are all in your shuttle. You are in this crevice. You realize that the asteroid is very slowly rotating
Right.
Towards
uh,
them.
away from them. Sort of both, just it's spinning.
Eventually towards them. Right now, away from them.
And
Oh.
for a moment, you see Black Rock Station sort of drift behind the horizon of this little asteroid and then reappear about 30 minutes later. Before it disappears again. 30 minutes later.
Can we try to time it for when we are not seeing it? Yeah?
Nick says that might give us a tiny window, but it would still see us.
Hey, any advantage is an advantage. That's
It'll
what
see
I
us, but
say.
once we turn it on, Pip can maybe disable their sensors, and they won't know which direction we're going in.
Yeah, Pip, can you see?
It's worth a try if he can pilot and do that at the same time.
Star Trek mumbo jumbo talk. Jam their scanners. Da da da.
I mean, we can try and send a signal to, because we still have the access codes for the station.
Right.
And we can send it. This is Jake talking because I'm not trying to talk in character. I could try and talk in character. Look,
He's conveying this in character.
we could send a signal back to the station, deactivate their sensors, lock them out of the computers, and book it. The only problem would be if they've already taken control of the computers and changed the access codes, then that won't work.
I mean, we have that time. You could try.
I mean, in order to broadcast, we gotta turn our antenna on, and then,
We gotta do it right when we're ready to go.
They'd probably see us like and find out where we are if it doesn't work. But honestly,
Probably our best bet.
if I'm looking at things, I prefer those shuttles to that whatever gun.
That's true.
The sonic disintegrator doesn't seem that appealing.
I think
what
it's
I'm saying.
magnetic.
Magnetic disintegrator.
There's no
Anti-chicken
sound in
waves.
space.
Who knows?
we wait for the asteroid to come between us and the station. We send the disruption signal. We book it.
It's a good plan. Let's go for it.
Try and put as many asteroids between us and them as possible.
Then I am going to say, because it is after 9, it's almost 9:15, that as the Black Rock Station slips behind the horizon of this little asteroid, that is where this episode will end, on a cliffhanger.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I thought, we're all finding our feet. This is my first time DMing a stream. I'm sure I'll get better at it. I have an excellent role model in Jake here.
Thank you.
Players, feel free to send me your rose, thorn, bud, or some sci-fi variation of that.
I can come up with one.
I would love it.
Laser.
No, okay. I told you I would come up with
Oh,
it.
fine.
Not that you would come up
Your
with
laser, taser, and phaser.
Ooh.
it. Except those are all negative.
No bad ideas in a brainstorm. No bad ideas in a
Fair
brainstorm.
enough. Fair enough. I did like
And-
that it rhymed.
Players, viewers, feel free to leave the same thing. And until next week, I'll see you then.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Bye.